They'll give a bad here.
Cody, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. Is it nice not having Tommy around this spring?
No, Tommy's always around. You know, everyone, we're all a brotherhood, and you know, it's never, no one's ever missing. It's just, he's just maybe not out there, but just act like he's there, and he's just play as a unit, next man up.
What does this mean for you then? The opportunity that you have this spring.
You know, spring is always big for development, no matter what, and you can always get better. You can always develop. You know, there are plays I watch on film, and I know I can make a better play, and you know, it's a big learning step, and spring is always good for learning. So I think that's what this spring is good for.
What have you seen from those second-year guys, CJ and Gabe? We're talking to them today. What have you seen from them?
Man, they're really good learners. They absorb what we teach them, and like they help us teach stuff. Like they're really good at being aggressive and going to make plays, and you know, it's a big step for everybody. So you know, they're learning as much as we are, and just trying to absorb the defense and get back on track.
You've proven yourself to be like maybe 3 best linebackers here. Coach said they expect an expanded role this year. What do you expect? How do you kind of balance the idea that you play in a system going on?
You know, I just try to be as selfish as possible. But, you know, I try to play my role as best as I can, and wherever they coaches think that's best for me, I try to play as best of my ability. So for me, I don't really worry about where or what the scheme is. I just try to, whatever they put me at, that's why I go and play my hardest. Yeah, no, it's all a process. You know, in high school, there were times where I wasn't playing a lot either, but it's just trying to maximize the amount of reps you get. And I think that's the most important thing is if you don't get every rep a game, how are you going to maximize those 5, 10, 15, 20 reps you get and play the best you can? I feel great. Yeah, it's a whole new body for me. And I'm excited. This is like really my first year trying to get back into it, and then last year was, but you know, really feeling good and feeling 100%.
Cody, with Tommy sitting out, you know, this spring, at least contact-wise, et cetera, I mean, is this an opportunity to really assert yourself? I mean, how would you describe it?
Yeah, no, well, this winter, it's really big for my leadership, and you know, just trying to have a bigger voice on the team and trying to be felt as a leader. And I mean, this is spring's forward. It's developing and really just learning about yourself. And so these next 13 practices we have, it's going to be about developing his leadership, you know, playing as hard as I can and leading the defense.
Describe in a word or two. Describe 2022 for you. How would you describe just the season? Would obviously you'd like to play more, right? I mean, how would you describe it?
It's ups and downs, you know. Yeah. No season ever, like, if you don't win it all, it never really goes how you want it to. So, you know, that's the goal, and everything we do from that game on is about how do we get back there and win it. Yeah. And so, you know, you don't win all. If you don't win them all, you got to figure out what happened and go back and win them all.
But I'm talking about you personally. I mean, from a playing time standpoint, et cetera. I mean, obviously you'd like to play more, right? I mean.
Yeah. I mean, I just think it's opportunities. You know, I think about it. Maybe I don't play a big role in this spot, but you know, my focus is 100%. If anything happens, I can go in and plug it in and fill that role. So, you know, I think that's a big part of being here and being mature on this team is just knowing to be ready at all times. Like last year, I played a big role on special teams. It's just because I'm like, if I see a role I can help and fill, I'll do that.
Cody, in hindsight, when you think about the shoulder injury and then maybe not being able to do as much in the winter workouts and that was a year ago, I know you're not trying to make an excuse for it, but what did you miss in that physical development that you think did it set you back at all in terms of last year? Or?
No, I don't think anything's really set back. It's just the way it kind of goes. You know, if you have an injury, you got to get it fixed. It's going to keep happening. It happened to me for like 7 years, so I figured I had to get something fixed. And really, it's really more mental than anything. Just having the strength to, like, when if you can't practice, you got to watch that film as intently as they're watching it, because you know when you get back, it's time to get in there. Yeah. And I think physically I was fine last year. It's just mentally knowing having that strength to go in and implement what they teach.
You were dealing with that for 7 years, and that was your first maybe experience having a healthy shoulder? Like, what can that mean now that's normal for you?
Yeah, I don't even know. I'm just hoping for the best, praying for the best, and just be prepared. You know, I couldn't even tell you because I haven't really played a full season without having issues. So, you know, I'm just trying to just stay healthy and play as hard as I can.
And specifically in the spring, what is one thing you know you've got to get better at to really assert yourself?
Just being aggressiveness. You know, I feel like as a linebacker, you can always be more aggressive.
Yeah.
You're attacking the line of scrimmage or just attacking the quarterback on pass.
And where does that come from? Does it come from recognizing things even quicker?
Yeah,
Where you explain to folks who don't understand what
We're trying to be students of the game. You know,
Yeah.
it's like you learn so much more just by taking a step back and looking at the whole defense as a whole. And when you're so close, you can't really see a lot of the little nuances of the defense.
Yeah.
So I think now, like I'm starting to see, Tommy Steele, we all talk about this stuff, and it's like, oh, if I just saw that thing, I could be more aggressive there. I know it's coming. So,
Yeah.
you know, just becoming older, more mature as a linebacker, you see more opportunities, you see more plays you can make.
almost like looking through things to see,
Yeah.
like the forest for the trees kind of thing.
Yeah, and the game,
Yeah.
the more you play, the game slows down, so that's what helps.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks, Cody.
You can bring to that linebacker rotation to complement what Tommy and Steele do well.
you know, I compliment. I think really just being another cerebral guy on the field. You know, it's never. Tommy, Steele are all super smart linebackers, and you know, it always helps when you can know what's coming next and know the tendencies. And when we watch film and when we practice together, we always talk about different stuff that happens. And you know, I'm just trying to stay ahead of the game, stay ahead of the offense. And you know, whether it comes to scout or even just now, we're just trying to develop ourselves as players.
Do you think rotating more can help you guys in terms of keeping you more fresh over the course of the game?
You know, you never know. I mean, I think definitely rotating keeps people fresh, but at the end of the day, it's what whoever the coach wants out on the field, and you know, whoever's out there, they're going to play to the best of their ability, and you know, just have full trust in the coach and full trust in my teammates, whoever goes.
How's it going, Cody? Just want to ask about Jim Knowles and just the way he teaches and the fundamentals of some of you guys tackling, things like that. Just with Jim Knowles specifically going into year 2, is he any different now, or is he more comfortable this year? How do you see it?
I mean, definitely, we have a lot more body of work that we have. Like before, we didn't. This is our first year last year, so there's a lot of different stuff we can look at now from last year. And tackling-wise, I mean, we can always work on pad level. I think that's a major emphasis for us this spring too. Just at the point of attack, being lower, being more powerful, and you know, I think he's getting in our heads to our finishing and how we finish every play. So.
Yeah, they talked a lot on Tuesday about getting to those fundamentals and establishing that foundation.
Yeah.
I feel like Jim last year talked about tackling, getting back to those basics. Do you see that still now in spring practice throughout the season?
You can never really get enough of that. Like, as much as it might get old, you know, basics are basics for a reason. So they always help you in big parts of the game too.
And like at the NFL level, and this is a little bit more nuanced, like you mentioned, like the targeting rules and things like that.
Yeah.
I think coaches are supposed to teach not to, go into a tackle and have that target calls as a result.
Yeah.
With that, how do you see like Jim and maybe like the rest of the linebackers coaches coach against targeting, and how much of an emphasis is that maybe brought up in you guys' room?
I mean, targeting is something you never really want to see, but like. It's football. Sometimes stuff like that happens. For us, it's major about like keeping our shoulders. Like you're coming in, you're not trying to hurt your body in practice. So like, all you need to do is tag off. Like just tag and just lower your body. You don't want to bend at the waist. You want to bend at the knees so you can have your shoulders square and up. And always head up like that. But you know, it's football sometimes.
Yeah, I feel that. But James Laurinaitis too.
The last question is just you can walk with him if you need to.
Absolutely. Yeah, sounds good, Jay.
Folks, we have Powers on the